bunker comes from.
Sige, ayaw mo na. Okay na yan. Ito yung game 4.
As we
Erangel
take a
ulit.
little bit of a
Ito lang Vikendi.
the camera, we're gonna be keeping her eyes on Blacklist International.
Bali,
They still
KHI
to
EKT sa kasap na
ceremony.
ka-chicken.
So
Ito game
I
4
really
tingnan
want
natin
to take
dito.
a look again at that sort of circle.
Shout kay
because how far
Heidi.
is that circle
Hi, hello po.
from Germany? Because
Ganda kami sa mga bago. Like, i-share naman natin
this
guys.
isn't
Maraming
part
salamat
of the
po.
coverage.
Yeah, it's definitely not part of the coverage, but looking at what we have seen so far from the 3 rounds
In game
of
4.
Blacklist International, they like to go
Ganito
into
ng
the circle
laban.
safe. They
May
don't
mga
like
spoiler
taking out
dyan.
the first
Pagbababang ko
or
sa lab.
second
Tingnan,
circle.
kanina may mga nag-i-spoil kanina eh. Natahimik na yun,
Not surprised that they
pinagbabang ko
still
na.
commit towards Servani despite it not being the circle. And I'm pretty sure that
Ganda ng bagong
that's
Mr.
part of their
RGB. What the
gameplay
fuck
in
na
the
yan?
first place. Like, yeah, it's
Ano to? Go
fine that
XLR
they're
to,
not in the
Jacob.
circle.
Go
We're
XLR.
ready to tank out the first and second circle anyway, so
50K.
it's gonna be okay for them, and it's going to be playing by their.
Dito lang sa Pinas mahal to. Hindi ko alam kung bakit eh.
It's okay for Blacklist International.
That's right. And
Hindi ko pa napoprogram
we
iba
can
eh.
look at another team here that have some interesting record for the past few rounds.
Wala pa iba.
Clusters,
Narinig niyo ba?
though they may not be as consistent, but when they do pop off, they do amazing things. And the player that has impressed
Pati
us
akong
the
graphics sa
most
ano na
is
Erangel. Medyo
Tyra.
madilim ano.
And I believe that Tyra has seen quite a fair share of experiences from the
Forward kaya natin ng konti.
before.
Nabuboring
And
ako.
Myers back in Miramar, I
Looting
think
piece.
Myers
Ayoko
definitely
ng
showed
looting
up
piece.
pretty big
Naiinip
time
ako eh.
back in those.
Forwards natin ng konti.
Early as well, and maybe
Oh, ang dami namatay. Puta, balik. Puta, ba't ang dami namatay?
Is happening.
Ayan, dito.
and
Ayan.
is gonna be
Sorry.
paid to
Forward lang natin
right
para
now.
yung medyo, wag na natin panoorin yung mga naglulot sila.
you just talked about like so much action happening when it comes to the PUBG Mobile world. We have PMGC coming in later in the evening, and also when we talk about the new season, the 5th season of the PMPL. We haven't
PMPL!
seen much Singaporean action just yet, but this season is going to be a bit different.
Code naka-chicken ng game
For
port.
as
Ina, walang
the
code
teams,
dito,
they are
gag.
guaranteed one slot in
Hindi ko alam ba't hindi
PMPL
nakapasok ang code eh.
2025. So,
Wala, sila Wal,
regardless,
sana.
we will see a representative from these two countries. So there's a lot of anticipation for fans.
Jayan, salamat pala sa shares.
Put on their
Salamat.
fight, but I
Yan
know
na.
that
Ay,
put on your
sa
fight.
MSI. Putang ina Edo.
That's
Patay,
right.
nasa farm si Edo. Mga pipita
And I
si
guess
Edo dito.
Edo
Men, hindi
Didn't
naaabot.
anticipate this sort of interesting flank.
Pitas.
Like you would expect usually players
AKT,
to be
Demon
indoors,
Guns.
not by
GG
this
magkalaban.
electrical tower, or should I just call it, sniper tower, since there's like
Tyra, pitas din no. Kay Step Bro.
But instead, Tyra gets punished. I spoke good words of him.
UTG.
This time, he's not getting
Damn it.
too much of a good game as they are contesting by the corners
Hmm.
of shelter this time around. UTG tries to swerve it away, but
Bigaya na. UTG sa Academy ka do.
from afar as well.
Bigaya na men. Ubusan na ng lahi ito pag ganito.
Wham!
Patay. Ubus na naman ang UTG guys. Dalawang sunod na. Pan 16 sila.
It's a rough day one for the team.
Yeah, it's another early
Hmm.
elimination for UTG International though, but Morbo
Dalawang
is back
game
in the
na yun,
house, securing his first elimination
3 and 4.
in this round. And Demon Gun Pro, the team that's currently at 16th place, is going up against KHI Esports, and not only KHI Esports, there's Electro Esports as well on the other side. Now they're at risk of leaving this round early as well, and maybe still getting that 16th spot after this. So. I'm not sure how he's gonna get out of this, but at least he's in the circle. That's the only good news. But the bad news is that 2 teams to deal with, and one of those teams that is KHI Esports. It doesn't look good for him.
Indeed, it isn't the best case scenario for some of these teams. As we take a look at the minimap, we have 3 teams outside of the play zone. We got Blacklist International, Reborn, as well as MKS. What's going to be Elevate that's moving out of Quarry. They're going to be joining into the fray a little bit late. And the problem of playing outskirts is that you don't have information of the other team's whereabouts. So the teams that are already centered towards this current circle is going to have a little bit more time for themselves on how to navigate their way. It seemed like there's still a potential on the corners of Mansion as well as School as well. So it's still tough to say that there's gonna be any
Ito talaga nangyayari talaga yan.
concerns for the team at this moment.
Nanood ka ba
This
bukas sa last day?
AWM
Oo naman.
possibly
Kung magiging
will
siya
be
maaga,
too
pero pag
far
hindi,
to be picked.
hindi.
Yeah, no one's gonna go that.
ESTV panalo dyan.
For that.
Walang ESTV.
this is
Ba't
gonna
nga
be
pala, hindi sila kapasok daw.
Now, we move forward to the underground of Shelter Tango. They're starting to dance.
Elevate, ito nilalubi. Sa shelter talaga dropping nito eh. Pasabay silang MSI oh. MSI bandang ano kanina, di ba? Nasa farm sila kanina.
Cooking up the nade.
Ay, bumalik! Patay! Muntik pa niya mapatay sarili niya oh.
Pickles is now super low and Pickles will go down. 2v1.
Wala, nag-grenade yung sarili niya. Buti minatirang konti. Nga lang,
It's still a
patay na siya.
valiant effort where we see it's only
Tay,
Tango
ganun
that
talaga.
was
Kahit mga
left
pro ka
alive
talaga,
as Break
kakabahan ka
One
talaga
went
pag mga
down.
victor
The
na
one
nga.
that's still of health, he knows that he's not going to
Plus
be,
drain na lang, napapasapak
getting
po. Bad
enemies
trip
or
na bad trip
kills
yan, no?
that time
Napapasapak
situation,
habang
but with
bumababa
Drain
ng shelter, napilitan lang, oh. Parang napipilitan lang,
he's
ano?
not that happy about losing his teammates to
Oh, hindi siya masaya.
the members of Elevate, but
Kasi
maybe
inang
he goes
babae.
for plan B. Just take this one. That might just be a good game plan enough for him to survive long.
Panggap bagi si Dre ngayon. Tayo, panggap bagi muna tayo, men. Panggap bagi lang muna.
Exit through the other side.
Klase ka ba? Ah, baka mamaya. Tapusin ko muna ito. Ganda laban to eh.
Same clutch of a 1v3. That's possible as well. He wants some highlight for himself. I mean, yeah, you are on a live show on an official tournament. You might as well go for the highlights.
Well, I believe that going for the slot is the highest of priority. But
Pero
if
yung
you're
dalakas
gonna
ng
be a
team
man
dito, tapos
down,
isang slot lang
yeah,
kukunin
might as
pala.
well try because there's
Tama ba,
still so
isang
many
slot lang.
teams
Parang
out
ano
there.
naman, ano?
If you
Pag
walk
ginawan
away
tatlo,
with
ba't nakaraan
at least
tatlo?
a 2-pointer, that's gonna add up as compared to maybe surviving till top 10 and you're still gonna get like what, 1 placement point. That's not sufficient, and it's also not efficient at the same time. So I like the idea, but it's really boiling down to execution. Well, if we see that Pickles could have done it, maybe he could too.
Yeah, maybe though. I mean, we have seen a couple of clutches here in previous rounds, even like not only Pickles, like we have
Pletong-pleto pa yung
Bad
team
Boy
nila, men,
as well. So we have seen a couple of great gameplays. Who knows? We could see the next one here, and maybe he looked back at the previous one and say, "Hey, he got a highlight."
So,
I
di
want
anong
my
team nila,
highlight as
Vigor?
well."
Hive
I
sila.
mean, you
Ay, sila
know,
nasa ilalim,
compared to
farm.
Greeny at the end of the day,
Napita si Edu eh.
happens.
That's right. Demigods now trying to book the center.
Blacklist up, magkakabanggaan yan, men. Tignan mo.
Yeah, we like to use this word
Dibdiba
to
niyan,
describe this
baganyan.
junction
Dibdiba niyan.
to all the big cities. Now they're in the middle
Demigods,
of all
saka
these
ano,
highway
M42
demigods.
magkakasalubong
Now,
din.
joins the parade, M42. They're in this huge ditch that, well, we can't really call it ditch. It's more of like this dip of a terrain that's always
Pinatid lang
providing
isa, oh.
cover for many of these pro
Pero
players
tinago
who
yung
play
sakyan, oh.
internationally. And
Kailangan
all
talaga
you
may
have to
tao
do
dun eh.
is just park a few cars and you're gonna be pretty
Kapag
safe
binaba sila dito, may
navigating
bibir dun sa
around.
may
So
buhos eh.
smart move coming from M42 is who has got huge number of points.
Ayun na, knockdown
from the
na
past
ang si
round,
Vigor.
now
Gago.
challenging KHI Esports, but that's basically just a box that he's shooting at.
Ang silip ni
Taylor,
Damakit. Puto, may headshot na clear to.
maybe he might get a chance to get a glimpse of Damakute.
Sinisira yung sasakyan
I
nila.
don't know. That's a lot of bullets.
Ay, nasog nila.
Left away.
Sinasog nila yung sasakyan, sinisira eh.
Oh,
Let's go for Caleb.
it's a UAC. It's a UAC.
It's
No
a
wonder.
UAZ. Yeah.
Nako, dalawa na lang hype natin.
Opponent
Men,
to
ang
move the
kalat
guard,
ng
so
hype ngayon.
That's about it. I mean, it's a bit ambitious.
Hindi
though,
maganda
to
dibot nila sa hype.
that vehicle, but Evil Squad Killer having that ambition to maybe take out Hype International. Now, this is really interesting though. So I do see a lot of support coming in the comment section for Hype as well, and hopefully they do well. And there's still like 5 more games more today. Let's see if they can come up through the ranks. But too easy. They're circling around, and we have at least 3 teams in the same area.
That's right. Too easy. Currently getting some information across shelter. There's about 3 teams inbound, and well, some of them are hiding underneath, so it's not gonna be too easy to spot them out just about yet. Crazy Troll.
Ayan na. Ayan po, blacklist sa Portos eh.
Catching his
Puta,
ex-teammate
nangyari
in front of
na?
the last. Blacklist members are being pinned down, and it's F1-4.
Ubus. Sana lang naiwan. Patay si Gold, patay si Kree. Sakuragi na lang. Puta, ano nangyari?
And he's just gonna be camping out in the
Sakuragi na lang
They have the
agad.
right ideas, but being so late to rotate into the circle.
Mababa daw rate. Ina. Kulang lang sa hype ka mo. Kulang lang sa hype yan. Tahimik kasi ng mga player ngayon. Ako rin eh, wala na ako sa wisyo mag-hype ngayon eh. Hindi nga masyadong ma-action ang laban eh. Pero kung may hype dyan, halimbawa kunyari may magkalaban na team, maganda laban dyan. Pakunti kasi community natin sa PUBG Mobile, men.
Even like for us as casters, we already know like, oh, they're going to tank out the first blue and the second blue and they're going to come in late. If we can read that, I'm sure other teams can do the same.
That's right, and I guess that Blacklist International, of course, they know which areas to ideally
Daanan lang yung Demigod, oh. M4 to Demigod
They
dyan.
know that this is a place where you
Ayan na, nagbarila na yata, oh.
challenge, and I think they just booked the right spot.
Okay, nakuha na yung compound.
Having
Wala po palang tao sa compound, ano?
rotation coming from other teams and just picking them off. Those are free corners.
Pinasation ng Demigod yung position ng ano, nung M4 to kanino.
Slowly towards
Sila yung
the south
pumalit.
end of where they used to be. So Demigods, after picking up 4, now the challenge is this. They are pretty much surrounded by the rest of the teams. So to
Ina
get
si
out
Oddsnab,
of this
nag-iisa na naman sa Demon Guns, ah.
takes a lot of planning. You cannot simply rotate out free willingly.
Wala pang kill high, bo.
Not at all, not at all. Considering that we have still 15.
Solo yung Black, solo yung DG, solo yung MSI. Tatlong team yung solo na lang,
Just
oh.
like what Michael, not Maya.
Ilang game yan, lads? 8 daw eh, 8.
Myers, not
Ang
Michael,
haba pala nito, no?
is facing right
Bukas
now.
7
There's a
games.
team just right below him, and he's still playing on the outside the circle. Now, Zap Esports, a team that's on the rise at the moment, very, very consistent. They have the high ground advantage. Even
Sa ML, wala, hindi rin natin
like,
manonotify
okay,
mga yan.
We're not gonna deal with this. We're just
Nakatag
gonna
sa game
move
kasi
away,
PUBG
wait for
Mobile
that.
eh. Baka, ano.
That's right, and speaking of consistency,
Di makita ng mga
Zap
ML
Esports
players.
definitely is showing us a tad of that. Now Scatty's the next one to fall. Elevate now in trouble. What's the rest of the member gonna do about the situation? While KHI Esports will try to set up the smokes
Proxy
just
na.
to block the visuals
Patay kay
and now secure those numbers. Down McCute
Elevate
so
na
far has
nakadali.
been
Pitas na
on
nakamok
that
ito.
impeccable streak, but of course with this point securance, that will be
Secure
just
na ng points,
one
ano?
being added up to the back, and of course a lot of the
Na
interesting
KHI, ah.
note is that they are also
Ang na si
playing
Moonboy
by
talaga eh.
the edge of the blue zone, so I wonder what's gonna be the next course of action, because they're gonna be a little late to the party.
Aha, now
Ay, kung ako na
gunfire is
ipad to.
happening left and right. And a lot of action happening though. So we can see that everyone's fighting with each other, trying to get into the circle. But Demon
DG
Gun Pro has
eliminated
eliminated 15th place for them, and Demon Gun Pro, that would mean that they will still be at last place for now.
That's right, and as the plot thickens from here on, Evil Squad Killer, winners of
Yari.
round 2, is going to be going for those long-range taps, but Demigod here has that most in the gun in hand. Clone of the Car 98, if you ask me, and it seems like Raimon's been spotted out by Mew already.
Ano oras
It's gonna be a
laro
tough
bukas mo?
angle to work with,
Maaga daw, hindi ko alam. Kanina daw,
considering
10 AM pa lang eh.
that some
Sabi ko,
branches
tangina,
in the way.
kasarapan ng tulog ko yun, 10 AM.
It's not really
Pupuyat ako sa kakanood ng Netflix kasi.
for him to get that shot. But yeah,
Ay, huwag niyo kalimutang i-share yung live guys habang nakatambay tayo.
as they try to
Salamat po,
keep
salamat.
in that bait. Now, gatekeeping is also a way that you want to deter teams from moving forward. And my, the
Ayan,
next to
nakdos.
play that part possibly will be ESK in that best
Ganda
position
ng position ng
where
ESK,
they
oh.
can just continuously pin down Zep from moving
Alam,
forward, but they
makakalaban nila
are
sa
dropping
dito,
in.
men.
So this is gonna
Ayan
be
na,
a 4
sinagasaan na
versus
sila ng
2
submen, ito na.
until the rest of Zap Esports joins into the party.
Patay si Blue.
Down, and he manages to
Pagsak
get
din si
one.
Newbie, men.
Will be
Isang
tagged
walang
out as
buhay,
well. Now Jet
Oh,
way up top, and
dumidepensa
this will be
ESK,
the rest
nilabas
of
na ni
Zap
Jed, oh.
Esports from the back.
Pagsak yung
Now
isa.
with all them parked in. Oh
Ito pa isa,
my goodness,
ubos ang
they
Zap.
were not ready to come
Ah,
back.
naanak daw si Jed.
He breaks down two. He must
2 versus 1,
but
2 versus 2, si Yumi, walang buhay pa lang pala.
now, a little too
2
far
versus 1.
to actually help, and this
Napasugod si Yumi kahit walang buhay, oh. Napasugod nang wala sa oras, oh.
Can they at least go in for a safe? There's gonna be a nade.
Grenade.
dropped in. He's
Boom.
deciding where to
Boom, ano
comment
buhay
on.
pa si Sam?
Well, he does connect a little bit of a chip damage, but not enough to take down Zap Esports.
Maliliguran pa sila dito. Yari ESK dito, naipon na sila. Naipon sila sa isang bato. Kailangan nilang gumalaw, mayayari sila ni Opti dyan. Sabog. Boom. Dalawa na knockdown ni Opti, oh. Dalawa, oh. Tatlo. Ang ina, tatlo. Ubus.
With that nade elimination, chicks them out one by one. Popti still survive, and Popti is the nade god for this round.
My, oh my. The amount of great nades that we're seeing here is on another level. The Wazy still keeping his eyes for the other members that have been taken down. They take a note for the fact that there's another team lying in waits from the other side of the angle. And now here comes Manta Boy dropping another nade. Will this one take off another member from the opposing team? And I'm not too sure if this is going to be much that he could actually work on. Hive, though, has got those numbers back, and they are taking down members of Elevate
Hi,
one
Janaya.
after another.
Here we go. Gunfire coming in from Manta Boy. Too easy. Goes out at 10th place for them. But KHI Esports, they still maintain all 4 their team members, but now they are under heavy gunfire, heavy pressure from them. With the nades tossed out onto the other side, but the
Nagkagantihan ng grenade.
coming in. How did they nade that? That was an
Biglang
amazing
naka-grenade din, no?
And we can see that Rand is going to come in from the other side.
Pumupuntos pa yun, bago, naka-3 kills pa.
Rand tries to take out one field, tries to take down the counter fire, but cannot clear up his
Ako po,
opponent.
putang ina, meron sa gilid.
Will be able to, but
Range
Phil
na lang.
on the right side.
Range na lang.
Range only had literally 1 HP.
Patay,
He still
ubos.
gets the kill off. Now it's
Ubos
between
ng KHI yung
Demigod
M4 to.
with the AUG spray. He gets 4, and that's a
8 kills
total of
na.
8 for KHI Esports as they take down M42.
Yabang
What a
talaga ni
challenge. A
Demigod,
huge
man.
fight that just broke loose.
Walang tao sa
And
zone.
They are not done for. There's still more challenges up ahead, and the next one could be Demigods as they slowly approach.
Aboy pa sa
the
oragi ng
circle
blacklist,
that's
ah.
right before their eyes. Senior, next one to fall. It's 6 that will find those crosshairs ported on the opposing team. And it's Weezy. My, oh my. Not really in a good spot as KHI Esports sends those bullets flying in, tapping to the trees while Sakuragi survived for so long. No points in for Blacklist International so far, but they hope to at least get the ranking points by the end of the game. But as he sneaks, he's going to be in between both Demigods as well as Zap Esports.
That's a really, really close one there. So Demigod Incognito, they still maintain full squad and 6 elimination points for them.
Ginagawa na
Rio tries to get that high ground advantage. They do not have the circle at this moment, but they can take their time. They're playing by the edge of it. The smoke will be popped out. Rio trying to get a good angle onto Zap Esports. Zap Esports also trying to get into the circle. Wham with toss out. They smoke and start to heal up, getting ready for circle number 7.
So Weezy, last hope for the Elevate Esports side. And Demigod didn't see that incoming. A beautiful toss coming from KHI Esports.
Kasi Blacks napatay na. Isa na lang na yung side.
Cooks up another one. They don't really have time to recuperate, but that's going to be a Molotov being thrown over on the
Or
back
throw
of
na lang na yung
A
side.
little bit of an over toss, if you ask me. But Monboy, he's cooking another one up. And members of Demigod, they're getting depleted. And this will not chip onto any members of Demigod just about yet. KHI Esports still taking that lead. Still having 4 members here. Going on a push. This time around. Turp toss and charm.
Ang nasusugod na naman KHI nito.
Seeks them all out.
Naka-grenade na naman si JJ.
Hellfire on top of them as they will find a
Sino lang saka si Rio.
but it's too many of them.
Pinakatama si Damo, man. Pumapalag pa si Jun. Dalawa. Ayun na, ispata na. Patay. Nakita sila ni Monboy. Puta, buti na lang talaga nandiyan si Monboy. Puti na,
That
11
was
kills na.
so
KHI.
close.
Oh my god, again!
Ay, si Sam, nadali pa ni Sakuragi, oh.
This guy is just insane.
Oh, patay si
He's like
Portro,
a
nag-grenade ni
superhero for
Luisi,
KHI
out na.
Esports. And now,
Ang
Luisi
hype.
will be pressured by the
Pangilang hype,
He
palima?
needs to start to move in. He's the last member, team member standing.
Sakuragi, nakakapitas po. Dalawa, nakakuha ng 2 kills, ano.
First 8 to go for him. 6 Zetra International is still playing by the edge of the circle, but they have one team member right inside, right in the middle of it. That's Jeff. Need to keep Sakuragi out, but the zone will do its job.
That's right, Jeff.
Wala na
Just waiting
Sakuragi
for the
dito.
smokes to
Healing na lang
subside,
ito.
and Sakuragi just hoping to at least secure a top 3 finish, but nobody's engaging in the fight right now. And then he's getting man marked. Sakuragi.
Ay, hindi
finally makes
nakita
the
ni
move,
Jeff.
But Jeff, he missed the
Ayun,
mark.
nakita. Si Dama pa nakakuha ng
And
kill, oh.
now he walks to the Tiger's
Pang-apat
head,
sila.
and that Tiger is key.
Parang hindi na nagpasok sa Sakuragi, no?
And Damakil was there. He's ready to pick up that elimination point, and finally he will. Luisi trying to crawl to safety, trying to crawl into the zone. Not being spotted out just yet by 6. So 6 doesn't know that Luisi is on their right side. They're keeping eyes onto Key, but not Luisi. So Luisi, if he stays quiet, if he stays put, he could climb out to at least 2nd place.
That's right. You just have to wait. Well, 6 Zetra. This is their best performance so far. Moving into a top 3.
4 versus 1. May referee pa.
Possibly challenge the amount of points by the end of the round. KHI Esports have already garnered 12 points in elimination, and it's fair to say this: they may as well be crowned as the kings of Erangel for now.
Oo nga, no?
With such
Sila
a
rin na-check din
consistent
yung game sa
performance
Erangel.
back in game 1, where they won the first matchup, and now they're in it to take another round. And if they get this chicken dinner, man, they will be miles ahead of every other team.
Yep, they definitely super consistent. And not only that, just look at this. In this round, they still maintain all 4 their team members.
Kasali ba sila, Vigor? Yes.
And let's
Andito yung hype.
12 eliminations.
Pang ano ata sila, pang-anim yata.
Esports, my goodness. 6
Pang-anim kanina. Ngayong round.
eliminations so far. And
Kapitas kasi
yeah,
kagad
Erangel
dalawa
with
player.
2 eliminations, but Key with 12.
Ang ganda ng laban mo, ang ganda ng lineup dito.
Elimination.
That's right, and you know, all they have to do is wait because they
Wala
got
si Luisi man, hiling na
possibly
lang, oh.
the best angles to work with, and this place is not too far off from the last time that they finished their chicken dinner by the corners of farm. So they're very familiar with the terrains of the current circumstances.
Patay.
Now,
Puta, di
Luisi,
pa umabot,
already on the
tangina.
outskirts, not enough to pop that first aid kit. That grenade's gonna chip Monboy though. Now the standstill, it's a 4 versus 4, and it's going to be an all-out warfare eventually, but it's 6 that has to circle.
Walang
It's
awat!
so tiny. I hardly could see who gets it. What I can tell is that KHI Esports, they do have the high ground advantage over their opponents, over 6. And now 20 more seconds on the clock. Dofi is trying to cover another angle.
Sino number 1 standing, lads? KHI ngayon.
An even fight, a fight to the death. But the clock, the timer will determine when the fight will start.
That's right. And everyone's on their bellies proning. KHI Esports,
PMPL.
I believe that they've
Season
already
5.
depleted many of their resources.
Malaysia
fights
Malaysia.
against
Philippines
demigods.
tayo, ah.
And now,
Bakit naging Malaysia
all
yan?
they have to do, if they still have any Molotovs, any stun grenades, heck, even the pad, just throw it out there. Get some attention being
Naliligaw
drawn.
nga tayo.
And maybe
Malaysia
they will
nakalagay
make
sa
their way
atin,
in.
oh.
And
Malaysia
for 6,
qualifier
it's
daw.
all about reaction time. They know that nothing's on their back. So it's a very tight corner that KHI Esports is
Ina mo,
working
nagapangan
with.
talaga,
So
oh.
they gotta make it to it. And here comes
Ayan
the
na.
first shots sent up in the air. The grenades are flying up.
Oh, unang
Jeff
pabumag si
running
Manboy.
against the health drop low. It's
Ayan na,
Manboy
ay,
against
tangina, wala nang awat yan, men.
Meta.
Hindi ko na makita kung ano nangyayari, ah.
And now it's a 2 versus 2. Who's it gonna be? Dofi gets
2 versus 1.
got here to take the game.
2 versus 1, Dofi na lang, eh. 2 versus 1, ano 1 versus 1? Nakakanswer po. Kumanswer na sa Dofi, sinikir na yung 2 kill, eh. At ayun, kay Isay na naman. Dalawang chicken, okay. Yabang nag-demigod talaga. Yabang talaga ni Demigod. Lang, iya. Game 1, game 4, KHI, men. Laki na ng score nito.
The key to winning.
Okay, skip ko na kagad ha. Lipat na kagad tayo ng game 5.
The key to winning is
Yabang
teamwork.
talaga ni
The
Iyo.
key to winning
Bigot talaga eh.
KHI Esports take home their second chicken dinner. The first team in this qualifiers to get 2 chicken dinners. KHI Esports is on the
Yabang talaga
roll.
eh.
They are on a roll, and Carly standing as the king.